Good morning, everyone. I want to introduce Todd Taggart, our representative from CoreLogic, and Steve Kay, your MLS Vice Chair. On December 6, 2022, CoreLogic is going to roll out the new Matrix all-new search interface for us. We've got Todd on today to kind of explain to us what those changes are going to be and some of the values that this new look is going to do for us. So, Todd, would you take it away?
Absolutely. Thanks, Rich, and thanks, Steve, for putting this together. Excited to roll out the brand new Matrix Search UI UX. It's going to be a fantastic new tool for those that want to be able to use Matrix, let's say maybe on the go, because the new search screen and capabilities is all responsive design. So number one benefit there that you'll have is that you'll be able to use the new search tool on any device, size, and or shape to help you get to conduct your business. Let's jump right into it and kind of show you what it looks like. From the homepage in Matrix, we've got this already set up for some of the staff and individuals to begin testing with. But as you were to go along and just do your standard search, which again, nothing changes here whatsoever. So once I've gone into my, in this case, a residential search, I can start to plug in criteria. I'm going to say, single family. I want detached. Give me a price range here. And we can get matching properties at any time. If I prefer, obviously, I'm very comfortable using the old style of what we'll call search classic mode here from typing in our criteria. But at any time, if I want to try our new search button in the upper left-hand corner, which we found on all your screens, as you click on that, this will basically take, if you've plugged in criteria at this point, that's fantastic. But it'll basically take all of that and move you over into our new search environment over here. The new search screen is made up for those that use Realist. You're going to find it very comparable and very similar to the Realist experience. It's made up of three different windows or panes. You have the search criteria now will be listed down the left-hand side of your screen. All of these fields can be manipulated by you, the individual user. So in the past, when you had the old search screen template and all the fields were laid out there, you really didn't have much control on where you could move stuff around, hide and or display stuff. On the new search tab here, you can remove or display any of the fields that you'd like. And like I said, put them in the order that you want.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. I mean, for me, I do a lot of high rises. So some of the stuff doesn't make sense for me to have in there. And then if I can take that out and just put in my own stuff, that makes it perfect for my work, I guess.
Absolutely. And just so you know, the little tool to do this is the little gear icon. On any of the screens that you see, basically throughout Matrix, and certainly in the new search mechanism here, if you see a little tool or a little gear icon, when you click on that, that allows you to go in and edit that particular widget or box. So in this case, we have now a list, as you said, Steve, of all the fields that you currently have in your search pull down category. Over here, all the other fields that are available, you can simply drag and drop, add the ones you want to add to your selectability, or X out and remove the ones that you don't want. If you want to move these up and down, you simply take them and drag them up and down the list.
Oh yeah, that's way better than previous one.
Excellent, excellent. As we come back to our search screen here then, our other screens, once we're done with plugging in search criteria or modifying it, you notice that we have a little hide button. So we can get rid of that so we can focus on full screen now, map and results grid. So in this case here, we've got the map up above. I'm sorry, let me go back in and plug in some criteria here. Let's do some criteria that we had saved before. And we now have 4 matching properties. I've gone ahead and this takes me back to doing the classic search, which has performed the results. It's found 26 matching properties. Notice at the top of that screen, again, we have try our new search. So at any time when you're running in that classic mode, you can click on that button. It will take those appropriate properties, in this case, 26 of them, display them on the map, as well as the one line display down below. If I hide this on my search criteria, I'm now focused on just the map itself. So I can zoom in. I can do all of the same capabilities that I could do before with regards to clicking on an image When I click on the image, we now give you a summary blade over on the right-hand side. It's got a lot of photos. People love to see the photos of the properties, right? So you got a nice big photo there. You can click on any one of those photos and it takes you into the full photo gallery view of the images for that particular listing. We scroll down, we give you all the other basic information, the price, the address, bedrooms, baths, things of that nature, as well as all of the remarks about the property. So you can quickly read that. If this one is one that you're interested in, you can click on the view details or the MLS number at the very bottom of that blade. And that simply opens up a brand new tab for you to see, which is your full display that you're used to seeing today.
Gotcha. You know what? Adding all those photos really helps, because when I'm searching around, I mean, I use the map all the time. I use the map, I click on one of the green icons, and then I get one photo that comes up. Then I have to click into it again and keep going down the rabbit hole. With this, I can clearly see the first, at least four pictures at least on there, which really helps out for me when I'm searching, because I'm pretty visual when I search.
And like you said, if you're just clicking around on the map and going from property to property, you can click on another listing, let it go pull the photos of that property, click on another property, and just kind of peruse through and take a look at those different listings as they're on the map or the one-liner. As I said, if you just click on a photo itself, it loads it into the full photo gallery, so you can peruse through all of those, or you can see all of them at one time. Something additional they've kind of enhanced, and they've tried to look at the little things with the way we're utilizing our either our devices or the imagery of that sort. You'll notice on here now, when you look at the full gallery, if you've got people out there who've taken portrait style pictures, they will now actually expand that view, so you won't get that portrait style view in a small square box.
That's cool. Well, let me ask you this, Todd. This is one of the biggest things for me. If I'm on my phone searching the MLS, can I swipe through these pictures?
You can. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
There we go.
Yes. When you're back in that photo viewer display like this, you can sit there and just swipe, and swipe to get through all of these images.
Perfect. Because
if they're on their phone,
on my mobile phone. Oh, that's hard.
You got
I use the MLS. I use the site on my phone instead of our app, Todd. So it is frustrating when I go to look at the photos and I've got to get in and get out and look at it different ways. So that was one of the difficulties that some of our agents had said, that using our website, the MLS search on iPads and phones made it difficult, because I didn't use our app. I always use the MLS login. So I'm glad you guys were able to fix that on this release for us.
I certainly appreciate that. And that's certainly the goal here, is to make it a much easier, friendly experience on your mobile device, or any device, to be honest, when you're viewing and searching through the MLS on the Matrix platform. You'll notice now that we're kind of looking at the map and the one-line display, I can move that display up likewise like this. So I can look at it kind of full screen, looking at one lines of the properties. If I click on a one line or a single line down here, that will still pull out the photo blade on the right-hand side. Apologize about that.
They always like to chime in.
Yeah, exactly. Completely. So you always have that to contend with. We also have added a new display, knowing that, again, if you're on a mobile device, and the one-liner is pretty much going to be useless on a mobile device, right? So you're really just going to be looking at photos and things like that. We have created what we call a gallery display. So if we look at their gallery display, again, now nice, swipeable. I can go through this whole list of 26 properties one at a time, looking at them. If I like a particular property, I touch on it, it opens up that blade, takes me back into that full gallery view and detail information.
Well, Todd, you should have led with this. This is great.
Yeah, the gallery view on the mobile, smaller device is certainly going to be the way you're going to end up using this new search tool for sure.
Okay.
With that said, if I do go back to the one-liner, if you're using this on your desktop, and again, you do want to control this one line, you have the keys to the car. The little gear icon in the upper right-hand corner allows you to display what fields you want, move the columns around in the order that you'd like to see them, so on and so forth.
What's amazing, sorry to cut you off, Todd. What's amazing is that you're giving the agent the ability to use tools for themselves instead of you guys telling us what we're going to use, which I think is a big note that our agents need to know, is that they can change their searches for how they deem their use instead of us having to fit in a box that CoreLogic is putting us in.
So very true, Rich. Yeah, it's all about creating the best experience for each individual member and user out there. And that's exactly what we're trying to accomplish here is let's give the tools, again, make it simple, make it easy to use and intuitive, but allow them to really prioritize and make their matrix experience personalized for them so it serves them the best way possible on their workflow. As far as all the other buttons that you might have used to have seen on the old search, what we call the classic view, those will be found here in the upper right-hand corner. You've got your print button, your save, your send. So like your send email or send out an auto email, creating a CMA. All of the other items that would normally be found on that, what we call the action bar, are going to be found underneath the 3 dots to the right-hand side. And that's the action button. And what's most important here is if, let's say you got into this new search mode and you're sitting there and you're like, gosh, I still can't find that button or that tool that I used to use in the classic mode. By clicking on the 3 dots, this will not only give you all the other items or actions that you could do on the action bar, but at the very bottom, you got the switch back to classic. So when I click on the switch to classic mode, it will take the exact criteria that I've selected or unselected that I've plugged into my search criteria, and it will take me right back over to the classic version of Matrix. And it'll take me, in this case, it's taking me to the results grid. I'd had 3 selected properties over there, so I can continue to work right from here as well.
Nice.
Okay. While we're here back into the classic version, there was another net new feature that we've just introduced with the 11.0 release of Matrix. And this comes from the area that when you used to use Matrix and you would send listings out to a client and you wanted to preview those listings in your client portal before you actually sent them, we had a little preview button in the email dialog box that you could always click on. It would actually show you, let's say, the 3 listings that you've selected for that client in your client portal as they would see them. We removed that preview button when we moved over to OneHome because it really didn't provide any security or any interaction and tracking of who was using that link, if they were saving favorites, passwords, or whatnot. People, what they used to do is they would hit that preview button. They would view the listings as they were going to see them from their client, but they would go up to the URL. They would copy that URL and they would paste it out into maybe a text app, a WhatsApp, maybe a social media site. But once they posted that out there, we had no knowledge, and you had no knowledge of who was viewing it, who was interacting with it, or anything else. So we removed it from the email dialog box, but we've reinserted it back in a much better area, and we've kind of solved that problem. At the very bottom of the screen now, when I'm on the results tab in Classic View, I've selected, and I'll go ahead and just grab five listings here, but down on the very bottom now, we have a share link button. When we click on the share link button, it just pops up a little box. And it says, okay, here's 6 listings that we've created on this date. Now I can fill in any name or title that I want for this little URL that I want. But it's as soon as I click on the copy URL, that simply takes that URL, puts it in my clipboard. If I open up a new tab and I paste that in and hit the enter key, you'll see now that this takes me into the OneHome experience, and it's going to display those 6 properties that my client will be receiving as soon as I send this link out to them. So
this link, you can send it, through a text message or through WhatsApp or some other form, and they will actually be able to view it, and you'll be the agent connected back with it because you're sending the link out, correct?
Exactly right. Yeah, that's the key thing there, Steve, is in the old version, we really had no accountability or way for you to help you identify that link that you might be sending out and posting out to somebody. Now that's completely secure and it's completely tied back to you as the sender.
Perfect. That's invaluable.
You got it. So those are the net new 2 new things that you're going to be receiving, and I believe we got the date scheduled for December what?
December 6th.
December 6th. Thank you, Rich. December 6th, you guys, we're going to light this up live for all the members to go out and play around with. I think the key element to please keep in mind is that when you are in Matrix, and if you want to try out the new search, it's always going to be found once you've gotten into a search in the upper left-hand corner with a big box, try our new search. And once you are in using and playing around with the new search, if you want to flip back over to the classic mode, that will be found over on the right-hand side underneath the three little buttons on the side of the action menu that says switch back to classic.
I've got some notes, Todd, that
Sure.
you guys were going to add some different map layers.
Map layers. We do have some new map layers. And I think those were the Realist Premium map layers that I think you were referring to. And so for those users that use Realist, you will now have at the top of your screen, and I can gladly go in and show this if you guys want to take a look. I'm not sure we've got that enabled yet, but where that's going to be at is on, for the Realist users, at the top of that map, we'll have a new area where they can add some additional layers onto their map experience, which will actually show like a sell score, a rent score, length of ownership, and will actually now create some nice heat maps on your Realist parcels down to a parcel level that shows that type of information based off of the type of category that you've selected.
Perfect. And how long will the agents be able to go to the classic matrix search before this new view becomes standard?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have no plans at this point to kind of get rid of the classic view. So have peace of mind and comfort level that you can go back and forth for a long time to come at this point. Again, we're trying to improve the experience, but we realize we've got a lot of Matrix users out there that absolutely love what they know. And so that, with that said, we're not going to take away that classic view. Certainly have no plans at this time. It's really just a matter of being able to give us a new set of tools and a new way to do searches for those that want to do it.
Great news for some of our agents who are a little afraid of change, to let them know they're not going to be forced to a new search tool. So thank you,
it's
Todd.
not that we're afraid of change. It's just that we work well with it currently. But yes, this new one is nice as well. I may try it.
I may try it as well too.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
No, I think that's it for myself. Steve?
No, I think Todd hit all of them. I'm excited to be able to share that link. That's going to be pretty useful for me.
Excellent. Excellent.
Todd, I want to thank you. All of the work that CoreLogic does for us with One Home, this new search feature that's being rolled out for us, and continuing to give us value as members for the Las Vegas Realtors.
Well, we sure appreciate your partnership, and we look forward to doing some great things together.